At a Glen workshop in Whitefish, Montana, many years ago, I was face to face with Eugene Peterson and his lovely wife, Jan. We ate together and prayed together. We conversed and explored ideas. We learned from a sage. Both of these wonderful people were the real deal, and they had faces that shone with the glory of a life well lived. His version of the message is pure poetry for me. He lived like a warrior poet and influenced me greatly. He explained that if we don't get the timeless metaphors in the parables, we just don't get it. Toward the end of our week-long workshop, as we were talking about art and creative pursuits, I sat beside Eugene and showed him some artists that I admired and their work. I clicked on some premeditated links on my brand new iPad. He ever so briefly glanced at them and then looked at me with the most penetrating look and said, "But I want to see what you have created, not some remote, absent, unconnected person on the internet." I didn't have anything to show him, and probably still wouldn't have anything to show him. It's complicated. It was both stern and one of the most loving things anyone has ever said to me. It shook me to my core. You see, I've been creative all my life. I love to make things. I love to learn how to make things and get good at it. I want to try everything, hummingbird style, sipping the nectar from hundreds of plants. What I do is unmarketable. I've never been able to sell anything I've made, so I can discount and diminish my creativity. I haven't ever hung up a shingle. I couldn't sell water to a man dying of thirst in the desert. I'm 65, and it isn't going to happen at this late stage. But since that profound encounter with Eugene, who really saw me and really wanted to know who I was and who I wanted to be, I have examined my life, and I like my life so much as it is. I realize I don't have to sell anything or open a shop or hang a shingle or have an Etsy account. I've tried that also. To be successful or hear and experience that resonant, "Well done, good and faithful bride of mine," from on high. He approves of me, how I am, where I am, what I am, and all that I am. I get a sense of him delighting in all I dabble in, whether it is making elderberry tincture by the gallons, using 80-proof vodka, or rugs I've woven. He enjoys watching me make simple sun tea, sourdough English muffins, or a 30-mile bicycle ride. He likes us making ice cream in old-fashioned crank buckets. He loves when I notice shooting stars and when I turn dirt into what looks like chocolate cake soil and grow things. He thinks it is amusing when I pick fruit for days, and only he sees all the bloopers I make. Speaking of messes, he thinks I'm a beautiful mess, because being creative is usually not very tidy, which he is okay with. He's an artist also. He created absurd plants and animals and sea creatures and weird rock formations above and below the sea. Think of him smiling as he did it for our enjoyment and his. I think God has a funny bone. He smiles when I spill, mop it up, and try again. He applauds when I get up one more time from a catastrophic fall, as most of my pursuits begin that way. When I am fatigued and discouraged from my own manic episodes to do something that seems all uphill at the beginning, he helps me see it through to completion by giving me determination and encouragement and a pat on the head when it is finished. He indulgently thinks whatever it ends up to be is marvelous, even when it isn't. That always makes me laugh. So does he, because he knows it really isn't so great, but it's okay with us both. Trying gets a standing ovation, and it thrills him. The list of things that I've accomplished and done and loved doing is long, because I have a brain and hands and heart that finds endless fascinating things to try. I don't need to sell it to make it worth it. Nobody else needs to know who I am or what I do or make. God knows me intimately, and that's enough for me. That's the all of it, and that matters more to me than anything. What he thinks of me and how he approves of me is everything. And it will go into eternity with me forever and ever. Amen. I'm one of those women who wears out aprons, literally. Tummy level holes that need patched until there isn't any original fabric left, and it finally needs thrown out. Japanese shishiko. But that is for another post. I just read that in heaven we will get to do what we most love to do forever. Now that is something to look forward to. The first 1,000 years, I'll probably be making sourdough bread for the honeymoon banquet. And I hope I get to tend to all the honeybees.
I know.
But I'm going to grab my starter when I'm snatched up in the rapture.